By the way, I'm completely calm down. You haven't seen me up.
Governor, we've seen you when you are calm. You are not calm. So please.
You're trying to put words in my mouth.
No, the chair is trying to help you.
I'm trying to help you, Governor.
No, don't help me.
I'm trying to help you. I have the prerogative as a chair to guide this meeting. There is no responsible county governor that can say that they have no agency to open a health facility. That cannot be something. No, order, Governor. Order. You're telling me not to help you, now you want to respond. Do you want to say those condescending remarks on record?
I mean,
Yes.
you're saying the chair is condescending, honestly?
Yeah, I mean, when you
You
say I want to help,
cannot cast aspersions on the chair.
Okay, sorry,
You have
Chair.
been a speaker and a member of the House.
No, Chairman.
I have desired, honourable members, I know these tricks.
Which
When issues are heavy, people resort to side shows so that we terminate the meeting. This meeting is not terminating. This meeting shall continue. Whether the client is hostile or not, we shall continue. So, Senator Sifuna, please proceed.
Chair, the question was very straightforward, Governor. If we go to court with you and the court says you guys go and do this, if the other party doesn't do that, and you're being let down by your legal team, they know what to do, unless there is something that you're not telling us. Because I had somebody introduce themselves there as a county solicitor.
Yes.
You have in-house legal help. You have a court order for the people of Nakuru. Why is it not possible for you to go back to the court and say, these guys are in contempt of court? Is there a story that you don't want us to know?
Now, members, let's get the interjection so that, because I do not want an exchange between the governor and my committee, let the governor take note of the questions, then she will respond. Senator Tabitha.
Maybe I can add on what Sivuna was trying to raise, and what the chair is trying also to raise. And I can tell the reason why maybe the governor is so, with due respect, with a lot of agitation, is because whatever she's saying, she's lying. She's lying to the committee as a senator of Nakuru County. I can clarify that.
Governor, sorry, Senator.
Is that in order?
Order, Governor. This is my job. Senator, just withdraw the word lying.
I've
so
withdrawn.
That you from the
I've withdrawn.
Yeah, proceed.
With a lot of respect, I've withdrawn. But the War Memorial Hospital has a genuine list. I want to put this in record so that after this you can know what to do, so you can help the Nakuru people. Has a genuine list. The War Memorial Hospital has 10 court orders to be reopened, that hospital. I've just heard from our governor, from actually the governor, that it is the joint committee on the side of the War Memorial. They are the ones who refused to come for the meeting. But for me, what I have on my table is that your side of the county government, in that committee, they are the ones who've been frustrating that joint committee to do the needful, or what they've been directed to do by the court. And what now I have, the report I have on my the report now I have is that there is demolition of buildings and properties within the hospital, and it is sad that it is being done out of the offices of the county government. I don't know whether you're aware of that. And then, are you aware that that act that they are doing is criminal? These are criminal acts. And what is the motive of the demolitions of the hospital? So to me, to the chairman now, is to ask. I know the health committee, I took this matter to the Senate, and the health committee were directed to take up the matter. They didn't do anything when they came to Nakuru. They just went round and round, entered the office of the governor, went to Baringo and left. But then now, I think the Nakuru County people want that hospital reopened. I know there are many hospitals, what the governor is saying, but it has been reported that our hospitals are congested. 3 women are lying in one bed, even after giving birth. It's known that they've been congested. So we need that hospital to be reopened, because the services that we used to give, it is the same services like the ones we come all the way to Nairobi Hospital. So our people now are being referred maybe to go to Eldoret, to other neighboring counties where we know the War Memorial used to serve, even the neighboring counties, and it was one of the top hospitals. So if the courts have directed that hospital to be reopened, I think Her Excellency has the liberty to ensure that that hospital is opened. And being the lawyer, it's better than me. Me, I'm not a lawyer. Me, I'm just a business person. The way the control of budget is trying to show that there is a lot of things being wasted there, running out. There are machines in the hospital, and they are all running out now. So, and it's about 2.5 years that hospital has been closed. The courts have stocked. Even this, the CG has also, I mean, not CG, the COME has also talked that the county government should, whatever the court orders, they should not defy court orders. Whatever the courts have said, they should obey the court orders.
Thank you, Senator. I think it all goes back to enforcement of the order of the court on page 368, and what Senator has raised ties with what Senator Sifuna had raised earlier. Senator Ambua, then Senator Chirake.
Thank you, Chair. At some point, I had raised an issue, but the lawyer seated next to me whispered and said, it's okay, let it slide. Now, Chair, you know, this matter of the Nakuru War Memorial Hospital is a matter that is in the public domain. And you remember we had this during our briefing, and I just want to go on record on this. Why can't we go to the audit query, service the audit query, and then if there is another thing that we need to deal with around that facility, then we deal with it. Because what we risk, Chair, is to get into the other issues around the facility outside of the audit query, and we will not be able to handle the audit query. I'm saying this because I've had the senator from Nakuru reinstate the situation in that facility. I'm very sure if the governor gets an opportunity, she will have a different story to say about the same facility. Seated here, Chair, we can only ventilate. I'm not sure there is so much that we can do to decide who do we believe between the parties involved. Why can't we deal with the audit query? What is the Auditor-General querying, and how can we address that audit query? Then we can deal with other issues, Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Senator, Appendix 2.1 has been provided by the Governor, and it's included on page 368, 369, 370. So I think page 368, I think the senators who have asked questions have based it on that order of the court. I think that's the grounding for the conversations and the follow-up questions. So I think it's perfectly in order to make references to that appendix. Senator Chirake.
Yeah, I have no problem with the appendix. I just want to go to the query. Deal with it, then we can go to the appendix.
No, we are dealing with the answer to the query. Oh. Yeah, because the appendix is the governor's answer to the query. Senator Chirake.
Through the chair, Governor, you know, we've been trying to follow this story of Nakuru War Memorial Hospital. And until I read chair and realized at one time, your party leader, this is the hospital that saved him when he had an accident before he was being brought to Nairobi Hospital. So it's very critical. Your party leader, of course, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. So, Governor, that's why some of us have been very keen with this hospital. My only two questions, Governor. According, you know, county governments, and it's good you are a lawyer, you are the custodians of public land. So, in the title deed, who is the owner of this land and what is the size? Number two, Governor, You have attached a document where you appointed your CC, Rose Wanjiru Munga. She's still the CC of Health. Is still there, okay. And Samuel Mwangi Mwaura is still the county secretary. Governor, would you have assisted us by showing us the intent of your officers? Did they show up maybe in the hospital? Was there minutes even to start the meeting? Was there something recorded that shows that on your part, as per the Court of Appeal order, you had an intention and an aim to ensure the hospital is reopened? Because you and me agree, any health facility that will assist in treating our Kenyans will be more than welcome. So was there an intent from your part? And finally, I've heard the county solicitor, and maybe you will allow through you to tell us, because he is being paid salary through the taxpayers of Nakuru and Kenyans. Because it is, you are one person, but these are some of the people who are advisors. They should have noticed that when there was violation of this court order, because I want to believe the county attorney or county solicitor sits in your cabinet, he should have alerted you as the governor and told you there is a contempt against court order. So is it the right time that the county solicitor might tell us also, because he cannot run away from responsibility? And Chair, you remember we have even sanctioned membership members who violate their membership, including East Park and Law Society of Kenya. So if we find that the Nakuru County solicitor or county attorney did not do his job by ensuring that the contempt proceedings are pursued, then this committee, we might be forced to write to the LSK for disciplinary action, because these are part of professional work that they should do to advise the county government. So, Chair, those will be my 3 questions.
Okay, for Senator Maruma.
Yeah, for me, I would like clarity from the governor. If Nakuru Memorial Hospital is a private hospital or a public hospital, because my reading of the query in this second last paragraph is that the hospital has various installations, equipment, buildings and other assets which are worth millions of shillings and which the national and the county governments have invested over the years. Why, if it is a private hospital, should the national government and the county government invest monies there? I would want that clarity, Chair.
Governor, you may respond to the various issues. Oh, sorry, before you respond, Senator Mogeni, then Senator Gataya.
Yeah, Chair. I'd like to know from Governor. This matter was in court on 1st of October, 2024. Yeah? And the court directed that parties were to appear in court on 7th of October, 2024, to confirm compliance. And the third directive was that this matter was to be heard before the High Court and be concluded within 60 days. Meaning, Chair, that even the High Court appreciated the urgency of this matter. And we know our health facilities are really not able to meet the demands of Kenyans. I mean, if you really have the interests of your people, you will understand that we don't have enough medical facilities. So from this date, 1st of October, 2024, you appeared in court formation, no compliance. 60 days for the hearing of the matter is over. We are now in July 2026. What has the county government done to ensure that this matter is concluded one way or the other?
Okay, Senator Gataya.
Chair, we are treating 2 conflicting statements that Memorial Hospital has a genuine release away from the one that expired of 99 years. Then we have another statement that tells us that that release was fraudulently acquired. So I don't know which one we are supposed to consume as a committee. Those are 2 conflicting statements.
Okay, if I were to give directions, we have already been informed that the criminal proceedings are on the validity of the lease. So to go into it will be sub judice. So we'll set that aside. It's a matter that is before the courts for determination. Senator Adulo?
Chair,
We are really taking a lot of time on this matter, and the concerns raised by the Auditor-General is on the value of the land, or value for money, which I believe genuinely, even if the land was allocated by national government then, right now it is owned by county government. It's important to pursue that matter to get a consideration on the property that is in hand. Number two, we have also to look at the service delivery, which is also critical. Of course, looking at the population of Nakuru. I think Governor should tell us how far she has pushed on the matter of the decision of the court, because there is contempt of court in this particular matter. If she gives us evidence, then we can be able to give our way forward as far as Auditor-General report is concerned. I thank you, Chair.
Governor, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. One, I still hold my position that we did what the court had asked us to do, which was appoint members to this joint committee. And the county did that, and you have seen the attachments. But I am also saying, I'm also saying that the defendants have frustrated the reopening of the hospital jointly, because they feel that it should be just them running the hospital. And again, I still hold my position. Health is devolved. That land, the lease expired. We have a new constitution. The land reverts back to the county. Number two, there was a question as far as how big that land is. It is 27 acres and also includes most of State House, Nakuru. It was part of that title. So we have that landing area for State House. We have another of my public hospitals, the Annex Hospital, that's on that title as well. So I will not sit pretty and not fight to make sure that the land reverts back to the people of Nakuru County. So that's important. The cases are still going. I am told we are almost at the tail end, so the determination should be coming here soon. We did go in front of the Senate committee, and if I am not wrong, the Health Committee, I believe Senator Omogen sits in that committee. The Nakuru senator has also claimed that when they came to my office, the issue disappeared. Well, we have one of them sitting here, so he may know or may not know. So I don't know what that implication of that statement was.
Yeah, Governor, let's just restrict ourselves to the audit issues.
Sorry. Yeah, I was responding. You know, Chair, these are serious issues that have been raised, so I need to respond. So as far as talking about 3 women lying in the same bed, it is not true. But sometimes we like to throw things out there, because especially health, some people feel that it's more emotive. So if we come up with imaginations, then maybe it's gonna stick. So at the end of the day, I am just disappointed, and I will say it, that the senator of Nakuru is holding brief for criminals in a criminal case.
Order, Governor. Governor, order. You cannot make those kind of allegations on a senator sitting in the Senate. You know the rules. You've been the Speaker of a House. Can you withdraw those comments, Governor, that the senator of Nakuru is holding brief for criminals? That cannot be accepted.
But luckily she's here. She can say yes or no.
Order. I am the chair. Order. My duty is to enforce order. Governor, you will withdraw those comments that the senator of Nakuru is holding brief for criminals. When she called you a liar, I told her to withdraw. Please follow suit and withdraw so that we can proceed.
Okay, she's holding brief for the defendants. Is that better?
Governor, please just withdraw. I didn't ask you to paraphrase. I asked you to withdraw so that we can proceed. This is a house of order.
Okay.
I will not accept any member here or even you, Governor, being accused of illegalities. I will defend and protect you. I will defend and protect my senators. Please go on record.
If I can substantiate.
Please go. You want to substantiate?
By her own statements. She's holding brief for that instead of for the public land.
So it is your view that you want us to spend this session on substantiation of your allegations?
We can.
It is not a useful application of the
If
time
you say
of the
it's
Senate.
not useful, but I was ready. Because you also said I'm saying that so we can close down the meeting. I can be here until 6, substantiating. But it's okay, I will withdraw.
Fine.
Holding
Now
for
you can
criminals.
proceed.
For criminals, I will withdraw.
Now you can proceed.
Okay, so, Chair, maybe some of it may say, some senator may say I'm agitated or that we are bringing sideshows. It is not sideshows. It is just I feel very strongly that as a governor of Nakuru County, it is my duty to make sure that public land is not fraudulently taken by people and then come back and say, because it's a hospital, we must let them continue. So yes, we have, our county attorney has been instructed.
The rules of sub judice in the standing orders bar us from discussing matters that are substantively before the courts.
Yes.
The issue of ownership, the issue of legality of leases is part of the criminal proceedings in court.
Yes.
Let us not discuss them. Let me guide you that come back to order number 7, order number 6 and number 7 in the order that you have attached. That was a question asked by Senator Omogeni.
Yes.
Let's address that. At least that is safe ground.
And,
that will not make us go sub judice.
I agree, Chair. And in fact, at the beginning, if you recall, I had told you we should. I actually should not be responding to this because it's sub judice.
No. What is before us is not sub judice. The order of the court is not sub judice unless you confirm that order number 6, unless you tell us how order number 6 and 7 were implemented. That was a question that was raised by Senator Omogeni.
But Chair, you can't also sit there and let some of these senators throw some allegations here regarding what I am not doing as far as health, and then when I respond, it's sub judice.
Governor, I request you to address yourself to order number 6 and order number 7.
Which is 6 and 7? Which one?
And if it is to help to refresh that this particular order, mention of compliance was to be done on 7th of October 2024.
Oh, okay, it's that one. Okay,
and that the High Court was to determine the dispute within the next 60 days. Perhaps order number 6 is not yours. Just tell us how order number 7 was dealt with.
So
was there a mention of compliance?
Yes, that's the one of the, with the attachments. So, Chair, that's the one we have responded and given you attached the attachments as I speak. And as a county, we have done what the court required us to do, which was form or participate in the formation of that joint committee. Our 2 members in the 5-member committee, who is the CEC for Health, she's still the CEC for Health, and the county secretary are still part of that membership. Now, as I stated, and I will just repeat it for the flow of this, that we have done our part, but the defendants feel that they cannot reopen the hospital jointly with the county, and they have been saying that they will go back to court for that. So, Chair, that is where we are. However, I have instructed a couple of weeks ago, my county attorney.
Governor, have you read order number 7? Order number 7. So that we deal with that. I don't want us to stray.
Okay. Yeah, I'm responding as far as the order by the High Court. Isn't that the one?
Order number 7 required that mention of compliance be done on 7th of October.
Oh, okay.
Compliance with this order.
Okay.
That's what we are asking, because you have told us the stories about how the other party is not cooperating. So can you just tell us whether that order has been addressed or it's before the courts? So that if it's before the courts, we leave it as sub judice.
I can quickly ask and we can return. I can come back to it. But I know we have gone to every hearing. There is no hearing that has been missed.
Was there a mention of compliance on 7th of October?
Can I ask the attorney, who is one of your senators?
Yeah, because that is critical. For us, we will not deal with other issues. We just want to know why this order cannot be enforced.
Point of order, who is the attorney?
The attorney of record is Professor Ojienda, who is one of the senators. But I will ask him real quick.
Where is he?
Governor, is there anyone, order members, order. Is there anyone in your delegation who can give us, because I thought you had someone from the legal.
He can.
It's a clear question. It was asked by a senior counsel, and I think it requires just a clear, direct answer.
Thank you very much, Chair. The matter I can confirm that on that particular date, it didn't come up for compliance, but it's coming up on 22nd of this month for the ruling of the applications.
Senior Counsel?
You see, Wakili, compliance means that you have to tell the court whether order number 2 that required the hospital to be opened had been opened. So what we want to know is, when you went to court, did you tell the court you have complied, or what is on record? When you went back to court, what did you tell the court? Because the court wanted to know whether you had complied with order number 2 that said War Memorial Hospital shall be opened immediately. So what did you tell the court?
Thank you, Senator. On that day, the court did not sit, yeah? Did not sit on that particular day, yeah. But we got another date, and we are hoping that we can get the final ruling on 22nd of July to put this matter to rest.
So since October 2014, the court never sat again to know whether there was compliance of a court order?
On that particular issue, to check on compliance, I would need to confirm.
My God, you are letting down your governor terribly.
Yes.
Terribly.
Since 24, we've gotten 10 court orders to reopen that hospital.
So, honourable members, I thought we were going to get some substantive answer on that. Members, that is a situation we shall be the judges.
That is why the good advocates, we should take it up with the membership, with the Law Society. And Governor, that explains why you had to look for Senator Professor Tom Agenda. Because, because if you are in House Council, cannot answer something that says just compliance.
Can I add?
Okay, order members.
I wanted to add on something on Cherangei.
Okay, now let's
You've been calling for the RSK.
Yes.
Let it go into record. RSK demonstrated in the Nakuru, and before they reached the office of the governor, they were beaten with stones by police. It's good to go in record.
Okay. Senator Tabitha.
Very serious
Senator
matter.
Tabitha and Senator Gerard K. We have the order before us, which has been adduced as evidence. Order members. We have the order before us, which has been adduced as evidence of progress made to reopen the hospital. It has been stated by the governor on under oath that the hospital is not yet open because of non-cooperation of the other partners. But we have also seen clearly in the order that there was supposed to be a mention of compliance, which was not done. We will then have to sit down and interrogate where the problem is. Is it in the judiciary that did not bring up the matter for mention? Is it the county that sees no sense of urgency? Or is it the other party? We, as judges on this matter, we do not have to pronounce ourselves, but we have all the facts before us. We have all the records before us. Let us restrict ourselves to the issue of value for money. Let us restrict ourselves to the issues of public interest, and let's allow the courts to deal with the issues of ownership of land. But I think from where we sit, it sounds unconscionable that you will have a hospital that is fully equipped, that is shut down as a result of legal disputes. That is not prudence. That is not the definition of prudence as per the Constitution and as per the PFM Act. So, members, we can leave it at that. Let the citizens of Nakuru be the judge on who is at fault on this. Senator Cheraki.
I thought the issue is about lease, but not ownership of the land. I thought that should come out.
Members, we benefited from the earlier brief. The question of lease and ownership is an active matter in court.
Okay.
So we leave that for the courts to determine. I think the matter that we can address is value for money and prudence in application of public resources. Now, members, can we make some progress?
Yeah, may I? Just one minute on that. Because I did say that I will ask the substantive attorney on the case. And I have the answer that actually they were in court yesterday. and we have closed our case. So we have completed our part. The issue of compliance is a substantial part of the trial. So even by discussing it so much, it's sub judice. And because the case has come to an end, and as you have heard, the ruling is on July 22nd, I think it would make sense to wait and see the outcome of the case then, because it's been a lot of litigations. There's actually a lot of cases pending based on this, but this is the main case. But just for the record, as I conclude, the same cases, the same issues happened in Machakos and Kakamega, where such hospitals were such people tried to fraudulently take these hospitals. So Nakuru is not unique, and we shall not give up on fighting for the rights of Nakuru people.
We shall give specific recommendations for Nakuru County, because that's the entity before us. Honourable members, I want us to move on to the other residual matters. We had come from the motor vehicle ownership to the land ownership, and we came to this matter of Nakuru War Memorial. Now, let's go back to the other issues of numbers. Auditor-General, you had flagged unaccounted disbursements to another county fund. You had advised that the 1.96 billion queried there has now been accounted for?
Yes, Chair, that one has been accounted for, but we combined it with the question number 8. That's what's talking of lawfulness of retaining monies for the public facilities, non-compliance with the Finance Act.
Okay, so for avoidance of doubt, and for those who do not have the documents before us, the 1.96 billion were transferred to which entities?
Public health facilities.
And have these public health facilities prepared their financial statements?
They prepared financial statement, Chair.
So they will be subject to audit?
They had already submitted the audit, and we have verified the bank statements that the county provided, and we traced how the money was disbursed to the facilities.
Okay, so then we look at non-compliance with Facility Improvement Financing Act. You can read your finding.
Thank you, Chair. That is number 8 under financial issues, non-compliance with the Improvement Facility Financing Act. And I would go to paragraph 3, which reads, in addition, the Facility Improvement Financing FIF revenue were deposited into the general county revenue accounts instead of designated facility bank accounts. This was contrary to the provisions of Section 20, subsection 1 of the Facility Improvement Financing Act 2023, which requires that all revenues...
Auditor, why didn't you want to start from the top? You went to the summary.
Chair, we have just discussed that the transfers were supported. So maybe...
No, just read the whole issue so that we put it in context.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that. Number 8 is on non-compliance with Facility Improvement Financing Act 2023. Review of county records for level 4 and 5 hospitals revealed that 16 facilities collected 1.79 billion and transferred a nil amount to the county revenue fund. Further available records indicate that the amount of 1.7 billion was disbursed to 16 hospitals from the Facility Improvement Fund collection account. However, the hospital financial statement reflected...
Just for order, because we will transcribe from the answer. Why does the OAG read the entire amount so that it's captured? Because she's just saying 1.7 billion. I thought it's good so that when we are transcribing, we capture them.
OAG, just read your finding as is.
Okay, Let me start again. Review of county revenue fund for level 4 and level 5 hospitals revealed that 16 facilities collected 1,797,785,103 and transferred nil amount to the county revenue fund. Further available records indicate that the amount of 1,797,785,103 was disbursed to 16 hospitals for the Facility Improvement Fund collection account. However, the hospital's financial statements reflected a total amount of 1.7 billion, 726,123,564 as having received for the FIF account, resulting to unexplained and disbursed amount of 71,663,539. Further, the county government of Nakuru receiver of revenue statement reflect transfer of another county fund FIF amount of 1,960,729,790, which is at variance with the county records amount of 1,797,075,103, resulting into unexplained variance of 162,944,687. The inconsistency between the various records has not been explained by the management. In addition, the facility improvement financing FIF revenues were deposited into the general county revenue accounts instead of the designated facility bank accounts. This was contrary to the provision of Section 20, subsection 1 of the Facility Improvement Financing Act 2023, which requires that all revenues collected by health facilities be retained in designated FIF accounts utilized strictly for approved operations and improvement activities. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of county revenue amounting to 1,797,785,103 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, you may respond.
Honorable Chair, we submit that the amount of...
Sorry, again, since we are working a bit, we are not going page by page, just read out the page numbers so that members can be there.
Sorry. It's page 329. Honorable Chair, I'll let them find it.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, we submit that the amount of 1,797,200. How do you read it? 1,797,211,998 was the amount collected by the 16 hospital facilities. Appendix 8.1 is the audit certificate. Kenya shillings 1,960,729,780 and 90 were total disbursements to other county funds, that is the FIF operational accounts. Reconciliation of transfers to another county fund. Details, opening balance as of 1st July 2024, 399,994,975. Add collections of 1,797,211,998. Less closing balance as of 30th June 2025 of 234,606,2,987. Less bank charges of 1,874,195. So total transfers to another county fund of 1,960,729,790. And the county fund is the FIF operational accounts. So details. Total transfers to another county fund is the 1,960,729,790. Less collections 1,797,211,998, and the variance of 162,944,687. That is Appendix 8.2, analysis of the reconciliations. The management has taken the following steps: prepared and submitted a reconciliation statement to the auditors for verification. Appendix 8.3, forwarding letter of management response.
Auditor-General, the unexplained and disbursed amount of 71,663,539, has it been explained?
Yes, Chair, this has been explained because at the close of the financial year, the various hospital facilities had a closing cash book balance, which was not taken into consideration during the reconciliation. And when we reconciled with the reconciliation, they are provided, the issue has been addressed.
The unexplained variance of 162,944,687, has it been addressed?
Thank you, Chair. This one has been addressed because this receiver of revenue statement was projecting the analysis from the receipts that were in the system, but the money that was transferred to the county account has been reconciled with the statement that had not been
On the third
transferred.
question on lawfulness, compliance with Section 21 of the FIF Act, has that been addressed?
Chair, this one is what is pending because the act is, the section 20 is very clear that each facility should retain all the monies that they collect and to be approved for operations for the improvement of the activities.
Governor, you may want to make a comment on that because the first two issues have been addressed. There is now the issue of compliance with Section 20 of the FIF Act.
Well, thank you, Chair. I'll hand over to my CEC Finance.
Proceed. And for answered purposes, just restate your name and your designation.
Stephen Jogo, CEC in charge of Finance and Economic Planning, Nakuru County. Since March of 2025, we are in compliance. We opened the FIF Nakuru County FIF Revenue Collection Account, and at the same time we opened Nakuru County FIF Special Purpose Account at the CBK.
So you have complied
Yes.
from March 2025?
Yes.
Auditor General, from March 2025, no, that's outside your current scope of audit.
Chair, it was during the time they were closing the financial year, but I think being that they have opened it at Central Bank, we'll include it in our books in the for the
So you can
current.
keep that in view and advise us on whether they've complied with the Act.
Thank you, Chair.
Honourable members, we can come back to payables. I know there's an issue on receivables, but there's also an issue on payables. Let's start with payables, because those receivables will still remain as a debt in the books. They'll, unless there was an issue about the write-off. So, Auditor General, tell us what you established on trade and other payables balance.
Thank you, Chair. This is number 5 under our financial statements. The statement of financial position reflects trade and other payable balance of 6,486,882,856 and a comparative balance of 1,478,761,394, which reflect an increase of 5,7,325,462 for the year under review as disclosed in Note 32 to the financial statement. However, review of the supporting schedule reflect balance of 5,843,012,076, resulting to unexplained and unreconciled variance of 643,070,092. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of trade and other payables balance of 6,486,082,856 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
I believe there's another finding on trade payables. Is it coming under lawfulness?
Yes, Chair, it's coming
about
under lawfulness.
long-standing payables.
Yes, it's number 1 under lawfulness.
Can you just read it so that we deal with this issue of trade payables jointly? And members, you can also look at note 32, which we usually analyze the aging analysis of the debt, so that we deal with this issue of pending bills collectively.
Thank you, Chair. Number 1 on the lawfulness is long outstanding trade and other payables. The statement of financial positions reflect trade and other payable balance of 6,486,082,856 as disclosed in note 32 to the financial statement. However, review of age analysis revealed that there was a balance of 1,478,761,394, or 23% of total payables have been outstanding for more than 1 year. This was contrary to Section 53, subsection 8 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2015, which states that an accounting officer shall not commence any procurement proceedings until satisfied that the sufficient funds to meet the obligation of the resulting contract are reflected in the approved budget estimate. Further, failure to clear trade payables in the year to which they relate distort the budget of the following year as they constitute to a first charge on the budget. In the circumstances, management was in breach of the law, and the county executive runs the risk of incurring significant and unqualified costs on interest and penalties associated with delays in settling the invoiced bill. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Governor, we have handled 2 queries, but they relate to the same matter, trade payables. So maybe you first deal with the issue of the 5 billion growth in trade payables in 1 year, and then you go to the other matter of trade payables worth 1.478 billion that have been outstanding for more than 1 year.
Thank you, Chair. To the members and everyone, it's page 309, the first one, 309. Honorable Chair, the variance amounting to 643,070,092 relating to grants and transfers to other entities was not reflected in the trade payables schedule, but it was appropriately recognized and disclosed in the statement of financial position. The management has taken the following steps. 1, the trade payables schedule figure of 5,843,012,764 has been adjusted to incorporate the variance of 643,070,092, hence reconciling with the statement of financial position figure of 486,082,856 as per the schedule provided. Appendix 5.1 has the reconciliation statement. In addition, management has undertaken several capacity building workshops for accountants to strengthen technical competencies, particularly in the application of IPSAS 33 and other relevant accounting standards. Appendix 5.2 has the IPSAS training. I go straight through to the next.
Maybe we can ask questions on this, then we go to the other one of the aged debt. Auditor-General, does that response address your concern?
Thank you, Chair. The response was addressed because most of the variance that we were querying were the payables, the money that was to be transferred to various fund accounts, which has since been provided. Thank you, Chair.
Now, so that deals with 643 million.
Yes, Chair, they have reconciled.
But the bigger question, Governor, is how you close a year with a debt of 5 billion under 1 year. What were the circumstances? Because the prior year, the opening balance was 0. And this year, 5 billion was debt less than 1 year. The prior year opening statement balance was 1.4 billion, and then you close the year at 6.4 billion, which indicates that your pending bills, what we usually call pending bills, has grown by 5 billion. That's what percentage growth is that? From 1.4 to 6.4. That's almost a 4 times growth. What were the circumstances, and what is the plan to settle that 5 billion debt, and what has been achieved so far?
Oh, thank you, Chair. I'll turn it over to the CEC Finance.
CC?
Thank you, Chair. During the close of last financial year, there was a change in financial reporting, where the controller of budget required us to report anything that was not covered or paid by close of day on 30th June. And most of these were even monies that we had already requisitioned and we are waiting for the controller of budget to approve. But most of it has been paid. As we are talking now, the bill is around 2.1 billion as of close of May this year.
Do you have any evidence of payments made during the year?
Yes.
So,
can you cite them in the as appendices in these documents?
I didn't.
Is there evidence
payment
before us on the payment progress?
It is in my second and third quarter financial and financial reporting to the National Treasury and Control of Budget, which we can provide.
So probably you are responding to 642 in this.
The whole figure of 6.4 billion.
I think what you've tendered is to close the gap of the unreconciled variance of 643, but this is a supplementary question on how you closed at 5 billion, and you're saying it was a cutoff. Now, how did this cutoff only affect Nakuru and not other counties? Because we have seen 46 other counties, and none of them has reported that kind of figure, and where they have reported that kind of figure, they have given reasons of late disbursements from the exchequer. Now you are giving a completely different technical reason.
Chair, if you look at it, if you get the exchequer releases late, you are not able to pay within the month of June. But for all the requisitions that are already in the system by close of day 30th June, you are able to pay all the way to end of July and maybe 1 or 2, 3 days in August.
CC, just speak in English.
Yes.
Is this money that came late, so you are not able to pay within the financial year, and then it came and you settled? I think we have seen that. We saw a county like Kilifi closing with a huge pending bill of 4 billion. They said the money came late in July, but they were able to demonstrate that subsequently they paid. Now that's English, but if you tell us about cutoff and standards, you'll confuse us.
Yeah, that's it.
So why are you saying that you paid during the third quarter? It should be in the first quarter. And if it is in the first quarter, it must be, the evidence must be here.
Payment, if you look at the way the system is designed, as long as the contractor or the supplier has submitted request for payment by close of day 30th June, you are able to process the payment even within the first quarter.
What was your last exchequer release in this financial year, and when did it come through?
The 2024-25.
Yes, this year under review. Did it come before 30th of June or it came after 30th of June?
I think it came in the first or second week of July. But
Treasury usually gives a window of 14, 15 days. Or Treasury, was this different in this financial year?
Chair, it's true the exchequer for that specific year left the first week of July, but the counties had all the way to 15 to make the payments. So they consumed the exchequer. It may have seemed as if it was late, but it was used in the specific year because the budget is opened for the previous year to consume the money that was for the previous year.
You see?
But Chair, if you look at the reporting was as of 30th June.
7.5 billion. They should.
So you're saying you're reporting before you receive the last tranche of the exchequer?
Yes.
But you see, Chair, what I find difficult with Waziri is that he says there is even a schedule of payments or settlements. But that schedule is only available to him. I mean, what would be the easiest thing to make that available to everyone? So
And even though the governor said she does not need my help, when you report that your pending bills have grown from 1.4 billion to 6.4 billion, you are causing yourself unnecessary political crisis because people will say you are not paying suppliers. So I don't know whether you still need my help or not, but let's hear from Senator Chirarke.
You can help, Chair.
Senator Chirarke.
Chair,
Senator Maruma.
mine is on this CEC. You didn't demonstrate, but I've seen the reconciliation of 648 million. This, why in your financial statements you did demonstrate this 5 billion, and then the aspect you should have indicated is it because of this you're arguing that it was given late? What is the role of EGP, the e-procurement, in ensuring that such money do not get hold on? And then finally, Chair, to the governor, I've seen in your aging analysis, over 3 years, the 11% of there is a pending bill of 11% or trade payables of 11%, that is 681,130,092 shillings. Many counties, when they took over, they used to do what we call, although the courts in Kitale stop it, they used to do what we call pending bill verification. In this aspect of over 3 years, Governor, was there any either gazetted or your internal pending bill verification of this 11% that you owe? And then finally, Chair, combining both 2 to 3 years of 273 million, 523 million, Governor, this is a significant amount. Of course, I appreciate Nakuru is a very huge and vast county. What is it attached to? Is it more of recurrent or expenditure, the certificates that are being raised by suppliers and the people or contractors in that region? So, Chair, if the governor can answer those three concerns.
Okay, Senator Maruma.
Yeah, mine is just on the notes. I'm looking at the note 32 on trade and other payables. And it is indicated that employee payables compensation is 554,458,051. How much do you pay per month for employee salaries? About how much? And is this 554 million for maybe June salaries only or for other months?
Okay, yeah, Governor, you may respond, taking note also that your total revenue for that year was, Auditor-General, can you help me to get the actual number? I know it was contentious when you are computing the fiscal responsibility. What was the total revenue?
That one is on page 1 of the financial statement on financial performance. It is 15 billion 593,236,618.
15 billion.
15 billion, yes.
15 billion. Out of the 15 billion, 6.4 billion are debts. That's what the financial statements are telling us, isn't it? Auditor General, is that the right interpretation?
Chair, no.
What is the interpretation? Because you have trade and other payables of 6.4 billion.
This 6.4 billion, I think it includes even the previous carried forward trade payables.
Correct. You have 15 billion for the year, but you have 6 billion in debt for current and prior years. Isn't it? Because the accountants must speak to the public. The standards and the reports must speak to the public. We must reduce it to a language that the public understands. So, Governor, there have been many, many questions from my colleagues. You can respond to them.
Okay, I'll say it in general, and then if there are specifics, I'll turn over to my people. One, that's a good question on the 6 billion or is it 5 billion? Part of that is salaries, because when the money comes after June 30th, it is paid the next financial year. So it would look to you like a pending bill, but it's truly not a pending bill. It's just salaries. The cutoff of June 30th then messes with that. I think that was the first year of accrual accounting. And then part of the other stuff, part of that bill, my salaries, by the way, I think a senator asked that, is about 600 million or about $500 million per month. And then part of that money too is requisitions for suppliers after the cutoff of June 30th. So a lot of it is then processed and paid within the month of July of that, because also our money comes in late. And I want, for the record, actually even Standard and the Star ran something on us and said Nakuru was number 2 in paying pending bills. So we don't play about pending bills, we pay them. But this has a lot to do with the accounting system that was in place, or that's in place.
There were some questions by Senator Cherargei on the breakdown of the or the aging of the debt. And again,
sorry.
And again, we are complicating a very simple question, because what perhaps you ought to have demonstrated without getting into too much jargon is that late disbursement, and confirm how much it was, and then provide evidence that when it came, it was eventually applied to pay staff, it was eventually applied to pay trade payables. I think that would have clearly given a way forward. But if we make it a technical thing, then we get lost in it. So I don't know, CC, how much is that was received on 2nd of July?
Around 1.2 billion.
Then that does not answer the problem. That does not answer the problem, because 1.2 is hardly enough to pay your salaries. Well, it covers your salaries. Huh? You said 1 or 2 or 1.2?
1.2.
1.2?
Yes.
So then that does not answer, does not cure the problem.
Chair, maybe also, where the debt has been aged over 3 years, and I think Senator Cherargei asked this. Over 3 years, we have 681 million. 130,092. Out of these, how much are staff payables? And how much are third-party deductions and statutory deductions? This 681. Is it possible to get that segregation?
Yes.
That breakdown?
Yes.
Where is it?
And maybe to
ideally under this note.
Also,
oh, sorry.
Maybe also to add to that, because I had Cherargei asking what Excellency Governor inherited on pending bills. It was about 800 million when she took over the government. You check and see. That's what we have. So, and then monthly disbursement or allocation is about 1.2 or 1.3 billion, whatever you're talking about, 1 month, monthly. So, having raised the pending bills to be 6.4 billion, then I can confirm that's why the Nakuru people, they're all crying everywhere about their pending bills, the payments. I know you, the Star has said, I commended you that you're paying the pending bills, but there's a lot of outcry, and this can prove having a pending bill of 6.4 billion.
So this is the danger of speaking jargon rather than speaking to the public, because Governor, the report that we have here from your opening balances, it indicates that prior year you did very well.
Yes.
Prior year you did very well. You closed at 1.4 and you had nothing under 1 year. So the concern is why the subsequent year it jumped by 5 billion. And I think that's the explanation that needs to come out so that the people of Nakuru do not come to a conclusion that you are not paying. So if it's an accounting reason, break it down to a language that people can understand.
Thank you, Chair, and I'll turn it over to Martha, who will give us it's an accounting reason that needs to be broken down into language we can understand. But for the record, when I came into office, unlike what the Nakuru Senator is saying, it was not 800 million, but it was 2.1 billion of eligible debt, a pending bill, and 2.5 billion ineligible. But over time, after we set up the committee, most of that moved up to be eligible, because maybe they were missing things here and there. But anyhow, let me turn it over to Martha.
Again, for answered purposes, reintroduce yourself.
Honorable Chair, my name is Martha Mateta. I'm in charge of debt management. Now, I'm going to explain the spike of 500 billion. When we were closing the financial year...
Is it 500 billion?
5 billion, I'm sorry.
Okay.
When we closed the financial year, 24-25, as at 30th June 2025, most of these bills, rather most of this expenditure had not been cleared for payment by the IFMI system. And so when we crossed over to Q1 and Q2 of financial year 25-26, these payments were cleared. Most of them were not ideally pending bills. They were just trade payables that were covered in now the ended financial year. By 31st May of 2026, the trade payables stood at 2.5 billion. So, Honorable Chair, we are really working on paying the pending bills. The rise to 6.4 was not ideally pending bills. It was trade payables brought about by the transition to accrual. Thank you.
So how much of that stock related to staff? I think that question has been asked repeatedly.
237 million.
That's within 1 year?
Not within 1 year.
Or in total?
Yeah, in total. And out of that... 237 million.
How much of that are statutory remittances, pensions?
208.
So 208 million relates to statutory deductions?
Yes, and out of that, we've processed around 68 million for payment.
I would have thought that statutory deductions are done on a monthly basis as salaries are requisitioned. What would be the reason for having about 100 plus million on outstanding statutory deductions for staff?
You see, when we were requested to declare everything, including the old obligations, we had to declare this 208, which was coming from the defunct local authority.
How much was coming from the defunct local authority?
208 million.
Were those pension obligations or the pay as you earn and other tax-related?
Pension obligations.
So maybe just for the record, because you used 31st May as a benchmark, where you said your trade payables is 2.5 billion. As at 31st May, what is your total employee payables?
It's still 237 million because the payments have not been cleared.
And what is
but there is a 58. There is a 58.
What is the age of the 237 million? Is it over 3 years?
No, it's between 2 to 3 years and 1 to 2 years, Chair.
Then it cannot relate to defunct authorities, because if it was for defunct authorities, it would be greater than 3 years.
But that is when it was introduced into the books.
It was not recognized as a liability previously?
It wasn't recognized.
Okay. Auditor-General, what's your take on that?
Chair, when you look at note 32, What she refers to, the defunct local authority, they have indicated over 3 years. Those ones they are verifying. So I think they are correct because we are moving from the pending bills to now accrual. And with the new adoption, they were told just to put the figures pending verification. So maybe we can give them allowance as we adopt the accrual that allows them to verify and confirm the actual balances so that the books can be properly stated. Thank you, Chair.
Now, on this, do you owe any gratuities to staff who have served the county government of Nakuru previously? Because those would form part of that 237 million.
Sisi, no.
Is that a statement of fact or is something that you need to examine?
Chair, it should be a statement of fact because my CEC has
so
confirmed.
then what is the makeup of the 237 million? What are the items?
208 in staff pension, and then 29,455,937 in staff allowances and claims.
Senator Maruma?
Yeah, but Chair, still, I don't understand the auditor. Please just make it clear that there are some bills which are historical in nature that were previously ignored and were brought back just last year. How is that? Where were they? I'm not an accountant myself, I'm a farmer. Where were they previously?
Auditor?
Okay, Honorable Senator, they were not just brought from anywhere, but in our previous cash basis, they were doing disclosure. They were not reporting them as under the financial statement items. And that's why the road to accrual adoption is giving a window of 3 years under IPSAS 33, and they were allowed to bring in what they had reported. So we are using that annexure that was in 2023-2024 that was reported as a disclosure appendix. So we are just taking them, the ones that have not been paid, but the standard allows them now to bring the balances which are not accurate pending verification. Same to the case of assets, where we write historical, pending now adoption of balances and now instituting the depreciation and amortization.
No, Auditor, we spent almost 1 hour with Wajir, who had come up with 1.4 billion as trade payables out of the blues. And we spent a lot of time on it. What you're saying is that they were bringing forward, previously it was a disclosure, isn't it? But if they had disclosed 200 million, you'd expect it is the 200 million that they would bring to their financial statements. Would it change in between?
Yes, Chair, it will change, but if we go to note 32...
Under what circumstance would it change?
It can only change when they have disclosed the analysis, the age analysis. Is it within the first year? Is it the second year or the third? If they bring the third, then it will be wrong because we have the financial statements which were certified.
No, if they said globally, our trade payables in the year under cash accounting was 200 million, and now we have moved to accrual accounting. Shouldn't we see the 200 million for those years as was disclosed in the previous years?
Correct, Chair. They should bring the 200 that was disclosed in the previous year that was certified.
I think that's what Senator Maruma, that now clarifies it. So it reverses the earlier assertion that this 237 could just come up if it had not been disclosed in prior years. I think that's what I heard the entity say, that this 237 was not there, but it was brought in as a result of accrual.
Chair, maybe just to check again the analysis, I think maybe because of the figures, the analysis 1 to 2, it means the previous years. When you add 523 million, you add to 273, and you add to 681, goes to 1.4 that we have indicated that were previously reported, which are still
that's what your
outstanding.
opening statement.
That is now the opening.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So I think one of the things that the entity also didn't do is that other entities usually have a separate analysis and aging of staff payables. That is what is missing. And that's why we are fishing in the dark. So we are not able to tell whether this 237 was just plucked from the air or it had been carried forward from prior periods.
Yeah, and just as an observation, as we are aging, we cannot age the way we have aged. Because when we say 1 to 2 years, 523 million, and then 2 to 3 years, 273 million, you discover that we have 2 and 2 down here. We cannot age like that. We can't do that. It has to be 1 to 2 years, then maybe 3 to 4 years. Otherwise, there cannot be an overlap of 2 and 2. In my previous years, I used to do mathematics. So this one we can't do that.
Okay, Senator Cherarke, so that we...
Chair, maybe mine, Governor, you said something about verification of the pending bill. Was there a report on both legible and illegible? And my second, was it challenged in another forum, or all the people who brought forward their claim has been settled? And therefore, in conclusion of this, over 3 years, how many percent, or if you have numbers, I saw CEO of Finance, is here Katu or somebody, how much has been offset on the legible part? That will be my 3 questions. Thank you, Chair. Yield back the mic.
Governor?
Sorry, Chair. For Senator Cherarke's question, we do have what's called the pending bill committee. And what they do is sit and go through those pending bills, because some of them did not have all the requirements to be paid. So over time, people do submit what was missing or what was lacking, and it goes through the process, either becoming eligible or stays ineligible. However, I do have the
Governor,
CC.
is it continuous? Do you
Yes,
verify?
yes, even now.
That's dangerous.
It's continuous.
So if I go and go to River Road and manufacture a voucher, will you know? If I know I'm missing, for example, if there is a sub-county engineer report for a road that was done during the previous administration, maybe tarmac has been washed, the culverts are not there, and I go and manufacture, how do you ensure that you don't lose such? Because I know you have an obligation to protect the resources. So take us through, because over 3 years, some of these projects are over. How do you seal that? I thought it was time bound.
I'll turn it over to the CEC for Finance. But in that committee, and he'll explain, I think you said you want an explanation of how the process works. It has the audit team in it, it has the procurement people, the accountants and technical people, so that they are able to maybe verify what your concern is right now. But I'll have the CEC answer that.
Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. The auditor committee comprises of members of the county team, and they have a secretariat that draws membership from the audit team, procurement department, accountants, and the technical team for those projects that require technical knowledge. So the first step is whoever who has a bill that requires to be settled goes to the secretariat through the committee, goes to the secretariat. They look at the nitty-gritties of the payments and whether the work was done or not, the verification. Then now it goes to the committee for now the final verification. Then now that bill moves from ineligible to eligible.
Chair, my only concern, if you hear my worry, and Governor, I thought, you know, my only concern, why is it not time bound? Why are you continuously verifying? That is my only concern, because you have seen your colleagues, Governor, especially the inherited ones. When you are not there, you are with us as the whip, although you were removed by your friend, you survived, you became the governor.
Order. Let's stick to the to the report. I know it is Ugali o'clock, but let's.
But where I come from, Chair, what is important is not Ugali, it is Mursik. So, Governor, my only concern is on these 3 years, Chair, and I hope the committee chair through you is noting, because if we have, Governor, the over 3 years, why didn't you create a time bound of maybe 30 days to verify? Because my worry, Governor, there are people who are crafty, and I'm not saying they're in Nakuru. My worry is they can infiltrate and go and take advantage. If they come to CC, my brother, the CC of Finance, they appear before the committee, they are told there is no voucher of supply of soda. They run at Nakuru Mart supermarket and manufacture a receipt and backdate it and then bring it. Then you include him in legible. Don't you find it is very dangerous? You can pay fake pending bills.
Yeah, I want to pick the mind of Senator Charargei.
Yes, please, and return it when you are done with it.
It can be extremely dangerous if it is for maybe construction. Maybe a building is constructed, it's there, classroom is there. You can reconstruct and get maybe the vouchers around there and pay. But for recurrent, over 3 years, maybe a receipt that is not there now, it's provided, and then you pay. You might end up paying a lot of fictitious pending recurrent payables. That is my problem also.
Okay.
So, Chair, let me write also on that Cheragei's mind. We will return it. Governor Senator Susan, this verification is not just on documentation. It's also on physical verification, sideways and all those. And I think what Cheragei is saying really makes a lot of sense. That, take an example of a road, even graveling, a road. The documentation is there, but there is doubt as to whether actually that work was done. 4 years, 3 years down the line, if you are to go and verify on the ground, what are you going to verify? Because, you have had 5 rain seasons that have washed that road 3 times. It has been done and redone. But as you're telling me, we are not sure whether you did this project, although your documents are okay. How do you go about that?
Okay, Governor, maybe just the process and policy, and then we come back to the numbers.
Thank you, Chair. I'll turn it over to the CC Finance.
Thank you, Chair. For verification, we still need the department to own the pending bill. The committee that's, let's say the interdepartmental committee sits as the last resort, because now the accounting officer should first of all own that bill from the department before now it comes to now the committee for verification. So
members, we might be involved in a hypothetical conversation in the absence of even a written document on their policy and procedure. Perhaps that's what we need to demand. What do you have a policy document? Do you have some procedure guidelines, or it's just verbal? I'm sure that whoever has been given that responsibility, and I think for the first time I've had a county with what did the lady introduce herself as? Director of?
Resource mobilization.
Director of debt.
Director of debt.
Debt management, which I think is something worth thinking about, because a lot of these counties, debt management is strewn all over the place. So people are involved in manufacturing invoices and LSOs, and you can never get a proper picture on the debt of a county. So, if we have a position like that, I believe there must be some guidelines or procedures you have crafted.
Yes.
That can be tabled to assure the members that whatever you're doing is foolproof.
Yes, Chair, we have guidelines.
Can we then ask the Auditor-General just to look at those guidelines and make sure that the risk that is being raised by members of taking too long to verify is not a real risk that will occasion financial loss in Nakuru? So that we don't deal with a hypothetical, we deal with an actual policy position. And then we come back to the numbers and then ask the governor, today is the 2nd of July 2026. The financial year was closed 2 days ago. Did you receive all your disbursements 100% by 30th of June?
Exchequer releases were done, yes.
By 30th of June?
Yes.
So we are not going to have this kind of problems in the succeeding financial year?
The easy answer would be we won't, but we will, because the requisitions that will be paid after the year closes. You see, there's so many that went through the system but will not have been paid until probably by the end of July. So there's that one, because the money comes in towards mid-June, right? I think so, mid-June.
No, there's a Governor, there's a 15-day window,
Yeah.
which sometimes the Treasury opens even up to 30 days.
Which is true.
There's
but
a window for reconciliation and finalization, and I believe you are right in the middle of that window right now.
Yes, we are. Actually, we are. But for those payments to completely go through the process or the system, it will be probably through July with that window.
Okay, so let's deal with that when it appears in the financial statements.
Sure.
Number two, as we close this, just out of the 5 billion that has been cited, how much of it has been paid? Or what percentage has been paid?
That's what my question earlier.
Chair, 3,460,178,592.52 has been paid.
So that means that the remaining 1.4 billion has now rolled over to debt over one year, isn't it?
Oh, sorry.
So the remaining 1.4 has escalated into 1 year debt.
Yes, that will be carried forward, and I believe that will be probably be paying.
Okay. Thirdly,
And even right now, sorry, Chair, to interrupt again, even as we speak, a lot of that is being paid because it was processed before the June 30th.
Thirdly, of the 1.47 billion cited, and that's in the report of the Auditor-General, to be older than 1 year, what percentage remains outstanding? Or how much of that has been settled?
Sorry, Chair, if you can repeat the question.
Of the
one more time.
1.47 billion that the Auditor-General cited as being over 1 year in these financial statements, how much of that has been settled? There was
around 200, 237, 200, about 230 million.
So your debt is growing faster than your repayments?
No. Can you answer?
Yeah, this is the records we have up to 31st of May. We do not have the records for what is at requisition level at the controller of budget.
Okay, so we can get the full picture in the substantive audit.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this also brings to question your fiscal responsibility index. So, auditor, you need to now help us. If almost 1 billion was not accounted for in the year under review, do we have a correct picture of compensation of employees for the year? Because, you cited it, it's a substantive finding where you're saying that I think it's under lawfulness, non-compliance with fiscal responsibility principle on wage bill. With all these accounting stories we are hearing, what is the true cost of compensation of employees for that year?
Thank you, Chair. The true cost of employee cost was 6,590,685,095.
But we are told almost 900 million relating to that period are sitting here in this pending, in these trade payables, staff payables.
Thank you, Chair. When we go to note 32, the trade payables are also having other segments whereby we have employee payable compensation, which is 554,158,051, which indicates that this is the salary that was processed at the end of the year, at the end of the month.
That was not processed.
Yes.
That was not processed.
Sure, thank you.
So the true cost perhaps should take the 554, add the 312, isn't it? The 312 of employee payables, staff payables.
Yes, Chair, but the compensation also involves other parties. There is also payee. So when the reporting template is presented as this, we may not get the small nitty-gritty explanation. If we go that way, I think we maybe get lost.
So is Nakuru at 42% in terms of fiscal responsibility? Remember the PBO, PBO was disputing that percentage.
Yes, Chair. When you look at the revenue they have reported, it is 15,593,236,618. And when you compare the employee cost is 6,590,685,950. So when you get the percentage is 42. It's above the threshold that is recommended at 35%.
But Auditor, also under budgetary control and performance, you have reported that the statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts reflects total receipts, budget and actual on a comparable basis of 23.9 billion and 19.5 billion respectively. So shouldn't the revenue be 19.5 billion as reported on your emphasis of matter? Why is there disconnect between the two figures, the 19.5 and the 15.5? Emphasis of matter in the original certificate is on page 5, and the analysis on fiscal responsibility is on page 7.
Okay.
I don't know whether Salat is in the room, PBO. I know we had raised it in our briefing, so we need to settle this matter. So what is the, okay, just proceed. What is the revenue that we need to use as a base for computing fiscal responsibility?
The revenue should be what they have collected in totality, including what they have received from Exchequer.
And that should be what amount?
We calculated based on what they reported in their statement, which was 15 billion.
And where is this 19.5 billion coming from?
The
19.534 billion.
This is the total budget, including, you see the performance on this was excluding the ROR. So when we add the ROR, which was 4 point, was it 4 point? Yeah, we add.
The base should be the total revenues, not just equitable share.
Okay, I think that one we need to have a correction on that, yeah.
I don't know whether, Governor, what you are saying makes sense?
Yes.
So what was the actual, according to you? You've reported 15 in the statements, and the auditor has seen 19.5. 19,
right? Yeah.
So Auditor,
because of own source revenue and all that.
You understand where you're coming from?
Chair, I've understood.
So you need to recompute it,
sure.
Look at it so that we get a better picture
sure.
of the state of affairs in Nakuru.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. We have taken note of that.
Senator, I think it's also very important for the Nakuru people to know, because I can see here the 7.4 billion that was not absorbed in the county. You've seen there?
The under absorption of...
resulting to an under absorption of 7.4 billion, which is at about 38%.
Of the actual receipts?
Yeah. So where did that money go? Was it returned to the National Treasury?
Okay. Again, when these matters are in the audit report, the public can interpret it in any way they deem fit.
So maybe it's good, the Auditor-General, you tell us, was it returned to the National Treasury or what happened?
Okay.
Is that the auditor's question or the county's question?
Thank you, Chair. The Honorable Senator is asking the explanation in the budget, where we are comparing what was actual receipt and what was spent. And Honorable Senator, you can follow the discussion that we had. At the close of the financial year, there are some payments that do not go through as they have been submitted to the control of budget pending approval, and that's why the Treasury gives the window between 1st July to around 15th for the clearance. Once the window is closed, we normally have exchequer return, which forms part of our analysis.
So to go into record, does it mean that 7.4 billion of the allocated money to the Nakuru County government was returned to the Treasury?
Thank you, Honorable Senator. It was not returned because the financial statement is as at 30th June, like yesterday, part 1. But the expenditure is allowed for reconciliation until around mid-July, whereby now we exhaust all the exchequer releases that were.
But do you want to tell me in 15 days, a county government can consume 7.4 billion?
Honorable Senator, it's possible because it depends. If it's a contract, they have a contract, a construction going on.
You are taking on a role that's not yours. It is the job of the executive to explain this. I think yours is to provide assurance, not to explain it.
Chair,
Chair, for the benefit of all of us. For the benefit of all of us,
Senator Wambua.
The benefit of.
Because as the Auditor-General, this is our report. According to it is our report.
So I think you should stop at an assurance that whatever you have reported there is lawful and prudent. As to the nitty-gritties, it is an entity to address themselves to. Senator Wambua?
Yeah, so I would just want to hear from the auditor that the window that is open for 15 days, any transaction that takes place in between 1st of July to 15th of July can procedurally be captured in the accounting documents up to that 8th of June. Is that what you're saying? You're saying that yes, the year closes on that 8th, but there is disbursement that comes after that 8th or just before that 8th. So the monies, the funds received, it can be consumed in the county and then entered into the books as having been expended up to June 30th. Is that the position?
Auditor?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Senator. We are not saying that we are opening the books. The entities normally do requisition and they have already procured what they want to pay. The window is only for managing the money that has been disbursed on 30th June, maybe late hours, but now they are just executing depending on the approval of the control of budget. But they are not opening new requisitions or payments.
Now, National Treasury, did you issue a fresh circular on year-end closure in view of the migration to accrual? You had some guidelines during the cash accounting period. Did you come up with new guidelines for accrual accounting? Because it is causing confusion. Because I can see Nakuru is treating matters slightly differently from other counties.
Chair, even currently they have a new circular for this financial year, giving them up to 10th of July to execute, pay the money, and they use the money for the budget for the previous year. Let me talk of the previous year because you are in another new year. So they don't touch the budget of the current year. They are still using the budget for the other year with the money that they were given by 28, I think we gave them on 25th June, so that it spent the budget for the last financial year. So the issue of not having the money in the system, it shouldn't be in the system, and they shouldn't report. I know they couldn't be having the issue of saying the timeline, but the amount is still used, it's for the previous year. And the circular was given even in the current year.
My problem is, why is it recognized as an under-absorption? Why can't it be recognized as absorption for the previous year, so that you don't have this under-absorption?
Is that for the Treasury?
Chair, let me report on under-absorption. if Nakuru never collected enough revenue to cater for their budget, the under-absorption is compared with the budget and the money that you have used. So if they never collected enough, even if Treasury gave them the money of their share to the fullness, they were still under-absorbed because they didn't have the budget to spend. They didn't have the money to spend the full budget.
Okay, members, this is...
Just a quick statement there so that we don't leave things not properly tied up. Because you, like Chair, you very well put it. You'll have the population thinking otherwise. One, it is very good to be very clear that no money goes back to the National Treasury. Number two, we are able to absorb those large amounts in that last time period because we put our systems in place, because we always know, and I mean this for many counties, that a lot of money will come in at the last minute and we want to make sure we have made our payments as much as possible. So we don't touch anything on the new budget, but we try to pay as much as we can for the closing budget, so to speak. So a lot of people, a lot of contractors, a lot of whatever, they bring in their certificates towards the end, and we quickly make sure that we try and pay. So I can even tell you, Chair, that in the last 2 weeks, maybe 1 week to 2 weeks, Nakuru County has processed over 3 billion shillings in payments. So it is possible, it's done, and no money goes back to National Treasury. So no money is lost. I mean, Nakuru people do not miss any services, as there was an implication there, because money goes back to National Treasury. There is no such thing.
I think it's a constitutional and a statutory declaration that monies once appropriated to counties shall not return back to the consolidated fund. So that's a constitutional position. I think as we have said, is that the face of the report might give a different impression if it is not dealt with. So it means that this last financial year, all counties received their monies by the 25th of June. That is a fact. So that should be the scorecard for the experts at the National Treasury.
Yeah, we all received about 25th of June.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a county which received 4.5 billion, I think on 2nd of July. That was Kilifi, I think so. They received almost 4 billion, which they had to spend in a span of 10 days. Can we proceed, because we are at the time that we usually go to the House, when the House is sitting. I might want to apply similar rules, but with a slight alteration, that if we could spend another 30 minutes to deal with whatever we need to deal with, and whatever remains, we ask the Auditor-General to give a report in the substantive audit. Honourable members, is that agreeable?
I don't know what addition Mitch wanted to give us. Maybe it could be useful.
Mitch, you had a legal perspective? Or it was, okay, fine. Now, members, can we
just transition from that point so that it doesn't go on record that the release of funds to counties on 25th of June is a good thing?
Project.
I'm saying that we shouldn't create
no. For the record, it's not a good thing.
It's
because
not.
You have a cash disbursement schedule.
Yes.
It's just a progressive improvement.
Yes. Well, I don't know. But I don't know. So that Canada does not leave this place saying, you know, we have done very well, and the Treasury is doing extremely badly.
Because also, Chair, you have to appreciate when the OAG is doing, it's also about assessment of budgetary performance.
Yeah.
So it must be captured based on that. And since you want to be the governor, those are timelines that you must be very careful.
Yeah, and I want the Treasury, when I'm governor, I want the Treasury to follow the disbursement schedule, because it's not a suggestion.
Because, Chair, under Article 219, when money is appropriated by Parliament, it should be released in a due delay. And you remember in the last session, we were with the Senator Governor, and Dulo, and Wambu, of course, and Maruma. We had to sanction CS Ukuri Atani over the same issue of not following the cash disbursement. So the Constitution applies. I wish these are the Constitution Council of Governors should be discussing, as opposed to gossip. So it would have moved very reliably on policy issues, Chair. I think that is what
I think I'm in agreement that the cash disbursement schedule is not a suggestion. It is law. We usually spend time, we usually vote for it, and vote by delegation, isn't it? Yes. We vote by delegation. It is not a suggestion. So that is, those are some of the things that we need to partner as the governors and the Senate to ensure that they are observed. Getting your money on 25th of June, while it looks like an improvement, is still not good enough. It's still not good enough. You need to get your money early so that you are able to do proper cash flow planning and management.
Chair, help us also with grants. We get grants the last day of the financial year, the last day.
Okay, if you also show the willingness to account, we will be also robust in pushing for expenditure and release of grants.
That's why we are here, Chair.
Okay, so let's proceed.
Yeah, and I think also I want to add on is that the issue of equity, not equitable, there is this fund, Article 204. You know, we have had a problem with the equalization fund. Is also still a bigger problem that we still need to have a conversation that we can going forward. And I agree, the more they account for it, the faster we do our job.
We push,
we push for more.
Because again, if you look at equalization fund, sometimes you find that the National Treasury reduces it at will.
And you remember when she was our whip, she was very ferocious in demanding for accountability with the Governor Lee then, so she understands where we're coming from.
Still am.
Okay, fine. So now let's go back to the audit report. There are HR issues there, which we will ask the Auditor-General to keep an eye on, particularly the real fiscal responsibility index, the 1/3 basic salary rule, the payment of salaries outside IPPD, and this one is a grave matter because the Cabinet this week asked the DCI to look into payroll fraud across all government entities. I don't know whether it applied to county governments, but I think that is something that needs to go to county governments as well. Payroll fraud is a serious matter in government at all levels. I'm not sure what explanation was given for the 1,457 employees who are paid outside IPPD system. Governor, would you give just a quick, yes?
Sorry, so at the time we didn't have everybody in the system, but we since have. We now have everybody in the system and nobody's paid outside of IPPD. At time it took a long time to even get numbers, but now, what are they called, numbers? Payroll numbers. Yeah, but now we are okay and everybody, 100% of our employees in Nakuru County are paid within the system.
Okay, so as you establish the true cost of compensation of employees, please have a look at that. Mark?
Chair, I just want to bring to your attention the fact that the office has conducted a special audit on payrolls for the 47 counties, and those reports have been transmitted to the Senate for your consideration. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Senator Cherake?
I don't know how Governor will take this. It is going to be very controversial.
Please address the chair.
The chair.
Yeah, it is the chair to weigh
to be very
the weight of the matters.
Chair, and I have tremendous respect for Governor. She knows that. Chair, I notice, you know, they say Nakuru ni Kenya ndogo, and we appreciate that. But I notice over 80% of the delegation comes from one ethnic community. Yet we know Nakuru has the highest number of other ethnic composition as per the NCIC Act of not ethnicizing or dominizing a county. So, Governor, is this a reflection of the entire workforce? What can you give us to give that assurance? Because I know there are a number, I don't want to name specific tribes, but how is it? Because, Chair, this 42% of payment that you do in terms of labor, which assurance are you giving us? Because I know that has been a teething problem for some time, especially in your county because of its unique nature of composition, which is not homogeneous. Where everybody would want to have a share, to be a CEC, a CEO, to work with the county government.
Okay, that's the reason why I wanted the matter be processed through the chair. When we started the meeting, we had introductions, and the directions I gave was name and designation, not ethnicity. It is therefore not possible to establish the ethnic composition of the delegation. We therefore proceed back to the audit report.
Chair, unless you are new in Jerusalem, I don't know.
I don't know. By looking at you, I might think you are South Sudanese.
Chair, but the fact that I have introduced my name, you know who I am or where I come from.
Order.
Maybe the governor can choose either to answer or not.
No, I do not want us to get into that conversation.
we won't.
I do not want us to go into that conversation.
Or the senator can answer.
That conversation
She is ready.
can be dealt with, Senator Tabitha, that conversation can be dealt with in the committee chaired by Senator Chute. Let's come back to the numbers.
Sorry, Chair, just because it was mentioned, and that's such a serious
Is it the
position.
question that I have disallowed?
No, I was just going to say that we have appeared previously before the committee chaired by Senator Chute, and Nakuru has, the last 2 years, been ranked as #1 in the most ethnically diverse county. So our numbers speak for themselves, and it is a reflection of of small Kenya and what the county looks like.
Okay, so we shall make reference to your submissions before Senator Chute's committee. Let's deal with avoidable costs incurred on court decrees. Let's deal with money. Auditor-General. Avoidable costs incurred on court decrees. I think that's on page 7 on the certificate.
Yeah, that's number 5 under lawfulness.
Auditor, you could read your finding if you're already there.
Sorry, page 528.
Okay, thank you, Chair. This is number 5 under lawfulness, avoidable cost incurred on court decrees. Review of records provided for audit review revealed that there are several legal cases filed in court against the county executives were decreed in the interest of the claimants. Further, the county was instructed by the court to pay a total of Kenya shillings 180,736,467 in the respect to court decree, out of which an amount of 66,472,548 has been paid, leaving a balance of 112,721,131 outstanding. In the circumstances, the public lost an amount of 180,736,467 arising from court rulings in favor of claimants due to poor management of decisions. Thank you, Chair.
Governor?
Thank you, Chair. Oh, sorry, page 528.
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Honorable Chair, the management submits that the court decrees arose from legal cases instituted against the county government through various historical obligations, contract disputes, and compensation claims that originated in previous financial years, some dating back to the defunct local authorities. Many of these matters arose over the years. The management had little control over circumstances leading to the litigation. The decrees were issued following court determinations, and the county is legally obligated to settle the amounts. The management has taken the following steps. 1, issuance of advisory services to the departments, entities to comply with the relevant laws. Appendix 5.1, the advisory. 2, recruitment of additional internal legal counsel and legal clerks to represent the county and support the department on compliance. Appendix 5.2, internal recruitment. 3, continued encouragement of departments to undertake alternative dispute resolution, ADR, alternative justice systems, AJS, and that's Appendix 5.3, adoption of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. And 4, offering departmental sensitization and capacity building, which is Appendix 5.4, training letter.
Auditor-General, could you just reread your last paragraph under that finding?
Thank you, Chair. The last paragraph, Further, the court
Is that the last paragraph?
in the circumstances, the public lost an amount of 180,736,467 arising from court rulings in favor of claimants due to poor management decisions.
Honorable members, is there any way we can vacate that conclusion? Because what the governor has explained is mitigation. And if you go further to the report, you've got a contingent liabilities register, page 56, I think that's note 44, that totals to 746 million. Is there any conclusion we can arrive at that would contradict what the Auditor-General has said, that this is a loss as a result of poor management decisions? Because the reason for this exercise is to either agree with the Auditor-General or take the explanation from the entity and say that, okay, we are convinced that this was value for money. Do you see value for money here? And more so when you look at the other schedule that totals to 746 million of pending litigation. Senator Chirake.
Chair, maybe I wish the governor would have segregated, because we would have known these historical obligations. Does it include during post devolution or pre-devolution? Yeah, I wish you would have segregated. And then my only concern, Chair, I don't know if this 180, what the OAG has determined, we cannot forget. That's my position. Number two, the only part that like compensation, wrongful dismissals and contract disputes, these are obligations of the county executive. But I will go back to where, Governor, you remember you were a member of JLAC then, and we did pass the county attorney. And you are very regular and committed member now. We passed the County Attorney Act. My only concern, Governor, how does your county legal department look like? And I remember your submissions on the floor through the chair. Your argument was that the county attorney must sit in the cabinet of the county executive so that such issues can be resolved at the highest level possible. How does the county legal department look like? You know, so that this 180 million that we are talking that was poor management decisions, if we had a vibrant and a functional county legal department, some of these things you are outsourcing, including, and we are not saying you should not give business to our colleagues, like outsourcing legal services, should have been resolved then. So my question is, Chair, apart from that we cannot forget on 180 million, what as a governor, because we are looking at implementation status, how have you crafted your legal department to ensure some of these things can be resolved and county does not lose money? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, and I hope the county attorney is in the room, because that office is created specifically in statute, and it is their professional responsibility to respond to some of these things. Senator Wambua.
Chair, it's a follow-up on what Senator Regay is asking, and I remember very well, Chair, you also participated in that debate. I remember very well, and this actually, Chair, Chair Regay is reminding me that he was the chair of JLAC, but he was there very briefly, and he was kicked out.
Order. He was kicked out by Kihika's friend.
Senator Regay chaired JLAC long enough.
Governor's friend.
Order, members.
Yes.
It is on record that Senator Regay chaired JLAC long enough to take the committee to Detroit, to Boeing.
I was one of the best chairs.
I was also a member of the same committee, and I can confirm that.
Were you in the trip that went to Detroit to investigate the Ethiopian crash?
We never, in fact, if you check my records, I was the best chair for 3 years. In fact, I defeated you.
That's okay.
You are number 2.
That's okay,
I did manage to take my delegation to Detroit. I don't know whether the governor was part of that delegation.
The way she's laughing, she must have taken that flight to Detroit. Okay.
Senator Wambua.
So, Chair, what am I saying? What I'm saying is, if you remember those conversations on the floor, it was because of exactly this. And we were saying, counties are spending billions of shillings on legal fees. And yet, they could engage their own in-house lawyers, counsel, to handle some of the issues, especially the most serious issues affecting the counties. So my question to Governor Senator Susan, do you think that that office still makes sense? I mean, should counties continue to have the office of the county attorney and continue to incur this level of bills for senior counsel for counsel? I'm saying senior counsel because you said one of our colleagues is
again. You will not go that direction.
I will not. Chair, it's okay. I withdraw. I withdraw. But let me just ask whether.
But he's a senior counsel.
That's okay, Chair. It's okay. Let's just remain focused on this one. Because you see, the Chair, you just said that there is a pending payment of over 700 million.
A contingent liability listing of 700 million. Yeah.
There is a value for money query of 180 million Kenya shillings. We have a functional office of the county attorney in the Nakuru city county government. Is it still relevant? Do we need this office?
Chair.
Senator Maruma.
So, Mr. Chair, the public lost money, 180 million, because of poor management decisions. To me, it does not matter whether the defense in the courts is made by the attorney, county attorney, or an external attorney, because still, yes, external lawyer. To me, these wrong decisions, Chair, the people who made who occasioned those wrong decisions, would they just go like that? How would we mitigate? So that then you have a deterrent for those people who are making those wrong decisions. Yes.
Persuade Chair through you and persuade my colleague, my neighbor from Tabitha, to consider withdrawing that statement, that it doesn't matter whether it was internal or external.
Just adding a limb.
Because if those councils that defended these matters were internal, they would not be drawing this amount of money. The money is lost on account of a wrong decision, then defended by external counsel, who then are paid this amount of money. If they were in the payroll, then this money.
In fact, if you had a functional county attorney office and establishment, they would provide advisories before you undertake administrative action that would lead to litigation. I think they would reduce the instances of wrong decisions, illegal decisions. Senator Tabitha, then you allow the governor to respond.
Yeah. Also, maybe to add on that, and even what the chair has said, if we had that functional attorney office, we could not be incurring these losses, because this is not the first time the Nakuru County is incurring losses when it's come to legal or whatever. I think it was about 37 million. Then again, we had a case of 22 million that now had supporting documents, legal payments. So I think we need that office, or even to make it as a law. When it comes to the control of budget, it should make a law for a county to continue and to be able to function. They must have that functional attorney.
Point of information,
office.
my leader.
Yes.
Deputy Majority Leader, it is already a law we passed.
It's already passed.
So it must be complied with the county
and complied.
Yes.
So I think our county government should comply to that.
Correct.
So that our people of Nakuru doesn't continue making losses of money that could be have control because of bad management.
Now, in the spirit of what we have always done, holding professionals to account, particularly those members of regulated professions like advocates, accountants, procurement, HR, is a county attorney in the room, Governor?
We have the county solicitor.
Yes, but...
we do have can I respond? Holistically?
No. We're just trying to establish the structure. Do you have the county attorney in your delegation?
Yes, not here. We have the county solicitor, who is the accounting officer for the county attorney's office.
Yeah, but in terms of hierarchy, it's the county attorney
yes.
who sits in the cabinet.
Yes, he sits.
So I think next time when we have legal matters in the audit reports, the county attorney should be here as the person who takes ultimate responsibility.
Sure.
In terms of structures, you've got the attorney, you've got the solicitor, and how many people within the legal team?
I have about 10 in the county attorney's office, 6 attorneys, and 4 legal clerks. Yeah?
Do you need the microphone?
So right here.
Just now that the solicitor is here, just describe for us your establishment and how you are giving effect to the provisions of the County Attorneys Act. Please just stand so that you are visible.
All right, thank you very much, Chair. Currently, we have a staff establishment of 6 plus 4, so a total of 10 advocates. 6 were hired less than a month ago. So we have the county attorney, county solicitor, and then myself. And then we have 2 legal directors, and the others are county legal counsel.
Okay, so the 6 were hired just a few months ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, actually.
So this impact we can assess maybe over the next 1 year.
Yes,
to see whether they are adding value.
I believe even within 6 months we should be able to see their their impact within the county.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Chair. The structure again. You said it was the.
So we have the county attorney who's the head of that office. Then we have the county solicitor who's the accounting officer. Then we have the county legal counsel. So after me, we have 2 legal directors, and then the county legal counsel.
And that's what I wanted to hear.
Yes.
You have 2 directors.
Yes.
Legal directors, 2 of them.
Yes.
And then?
And then now we have county legal counsel, who are the legal officers.
How many?
We have 6. Yes.
6.
Okay, so these ones were recently appointed, so it's something that the OAG can keep in view. Are you done with the description of how we are giving effect to the County Attorneys Act? Because there's also the issue of outsourcing, which I know members are going to ask. Mitch, what was the decision of the court when it came to county governments outsourcing legal services?
There were stringent provisions that were provided before a county government can procure any legal services, including being given permission by the county attorney. And under the Act, it's county attorney, but under the court matter, it made reference to the permission of the Attorney General.
So Solicitor, this 180 million that the Auditor General says is a public loss, were these matters defended by in-house counsel or they were outsourced?
There were various matters, some of them outsourced, some of them by internal legal counsel, but all of these are legal legacy matters from before pre-devolution. Yes.
So one of the things the auditor can help us with in this audit also is that the 700 million contingent liabilities, we need to know whether they're being defended in-house or they're being defended by external service providers, so that we can test whether the county is in compliance with the directives of the High Court. Secondly, it would have been very useful for us to see a breakdown of this 180 million, because 180 million could be 2 cases, or they could be 20 cases. And sometimes when you get the detail, you might find that there's only 1 advocate on record for all the cases. So could you give us that visibility? Do you have that breakdown now, or it's something you can do in the substantive audit?
Chair, that one you can do in the substantive audit.
Yeah, so disclose to us who the advocates on record are, so that we establish whether the county is in compliance with the law. Okay, any other matter you wanted to raise?
No, that's just that, Chair. But one thing we need to note is that right now we're handling the matters very proactively. Now that we have a very robust legal team, we are barely losing any cases. So I'm sure the Auditor General will confirm the near future audits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chair, because we are digging in on this and then trying to unbank and unbundle the issue of poor management decisions. When I look at the contingent liabilities, page 57, there's a case here, E007 of 2024. What you have secured as contingent liability is 206 million. What could that case be about? Is it about, again, a wrong decision? Because we have the county attorney and the solicitor in place in 2024. If we had all of them, who sued the county and on what? Have you seen that, page 57?
That's Naivasha ELC petition E007 of 2024.
Yeah, where if the county loses the case...
With an estimate of 206
million. And that is not small change. What is it about? What was the poor decision about?
Yeah, it's about the
Solicitor, I believe you're the one who goes to is actively involved in these matters.
Yeah, in some of them I am. For this, these contingent liabilities, basically how we structure them is when someone comes and sues the county.
Well, that's okay. We have the background. Okay. But what's the matter? What's the matter here?
So that relates to someone who sued the county because he says that we blocked the entire access to the lake. There's a property that we have that he says that has blocked the public's access to the lake. So I think that is the background of the matter.
Okay, so members, really, it's not for us to go into the merits of any matter. For us, it's to ensure that we don't get to the conclusion that the Auditor-General has gotten into, that 180 million was loss of public funds due to poor management decisions. And your office, the structure of the county attorney, ideally should offer value by ensuring that we reduce the exposure, we reduce decision-making that is not compliant with the law, because some of them are employment-related matters, where sometimes counties just decide to do things without following the laid-down procedures. So can we ask the Auditor-General that in this audit, if there are payments that have been made and you find that it's a loss of public resources, please list the case numbers, list the amounts involved, list the advocates on record, and perhaps even on this contingent liability, let's demand disclosure of the advocates on record to test whether these matters are being defended in-house or they're still being outsourced. Auditor, is that doable?
Chair, it is doable, but to publish it under contingency, we are guided by the template, and maybe we look at the Data Protection Act, if it is allowed that we can also include the details of the advocates, because even when you look at our report, we no longer say which specific contractor was paid and all that in our report, because it's a public document that can be used in a different way, and we can contravene the Data Protection Act.
Which office do you work for again? Which office do you work for?
Office of the Auditor-General.
Yes, you are the eye, you are the watchman, you are the person who tells the public whether public resources were used lawfully and prudently. And if they have been used unlawfully and imprudently, you have the power in the Constitution and in the Public Audit Act to name and shame. You even have the power to specify that a specific supplier should be debarred. How do you debar them without mentioning them? So don't be scared. Don't be scared, Auditor.
Well guided.
The Constitution and statute gives you that power.
Chair, allow me to add that, Auditor, when these lawyers appear for these matters, they appear in public. They don't do it under the table. So I will not be disclosing anything. I mean, they have already disclosed themselves by appearing in public. Secondly, I sat in the ICT committee in the last session when we drafted the data protection law. There is nothing in it that says you cannot disclose people that are receiving public funds. They must be disclosed.
Yeah, there's also access to information. The debt manager, and those who want to be governors, please take cue. You need to have a debt manager. Is debt manager in the room? Because I want to know how much of the debt she's holding relates to legal fees.
1 minute, Chair. She had just stepped out, but she's coming right back.
Okay, Mitch, you wanted to say something on the contribution by the auditor?
It was just to confirm that the lawyer, the party, all of them are public documents in court, so they cannot be, they cannot infringe on the Data Protection Act.
It cannot be classified.
They're public documents.
Correct. So we shall be demanding that, because by demanding this disclosure on advocates on record, it also helps us to deal with instances where you find one advocate running a monopoly on legal matters in counties. And I think the auditor has previously reported in other counties of situations where one advocate is being given briefs on almost every matter that comes, that the county has in courts. It is exactly 3 o'clock. We are remaining with the answer by the debt manager on how much is owed to legal firms, but we are also remaining with a long list of projects. These projects, the Auditor-General is going to the ground. And Governor, I just want us to do a very quick run through, because there's a long paragraph on 325 projects with contracts totaling 2.7 billion, which were incomplete or at various stages of completion, as detailed below. Now, just like rapid fire, there were delays in completion of inpatient and outpatient block at Maimayu Level 4 Hospital, Naivasha Sub-County. Under projects, that's page 8 on the certificate. So, Governor, without getting into too many details about the weeks and etc., is Maimayu Level 4 Hospital complete and in use?
It's almost complete. We had to terminate a contract because the contractor was not working, but it should be complete in the next month or so.
Okay,
but
so
it's almost, actually, it's like at 95% complete.
Fine, so it is not 100%. Auditor-General, keep this in view. Molo Level 4 Hospital, incomplete construction of outpatient block. Again, is this now complete?
Actually, that one is like at 98%. It's just the outside walkways and external works that are being finished up. So it's about 98%.
Can someone walk in, can Cherargei walk in and get an injection of
tetanus?
Of procaine?
Yes, he can still get, because there is still the old hospital there. So this is the newer blocks, but it will be, it's actually complete, almost complete. It's at 98.
So this outpatient block, as we speak, there's still some 2-3%.
Yes, outside remaining, being completed.
So again, we keep this in view.
Sure.
There are many stalled projects by the Health Department. Fencing and equipping of Hopewell Dispensary. Estimated cost 5 million, that's in Naivasha. Again, is this complete or not?
Let me check on that one. Huh?
Hopewell Dispensary. Yeah, I believe there was someone from health.
Was a chief of staff from Health Services.
You know what, you're right. I do have, he is here. He is, my chief of staff is here. And he's
because I want us to be done by 15:05. So we have 3 minutes.
Sawa.
Just to say whether it's done or not. If it's done, we confirm. If it's not done, the Auditor-General goes to the ground.
Dr. Wainaina?
Fencing and equipping of Hopewell Dispensary.
Thank you, Chair. For that specific project, there was a challenge, a legal challenge in terms of...
Tell us done or not.
It is not done.
At what percentage?
It is at beyond 90, but...
But not done?
Yes.
Auditor-General, that matter should not disappear. Design and construction of Chebotoi Dispensary in Kuresoi South.
That was well...
Started in 2017-18. Is it done or not?
It is not done, Chair. There was vandalism, and therefore it's not yet done.
So it is not done. Completion of Engashura Health Center at Kiamaina sublocation in Bahati sub-county.
That one, Chair, is done.
This is done?
Yes, Chair.
Auditor-General, do you have visibility on that?
On just a quick question to the CEO. in Kuresoi South, is the robbers who vandalized or what happened? Was it complete then it was vandalized?
Chair, this is an old project from the first government that had stalled. And we realized by the time we were planning for its completion, when we went on site to reassess for BQ's collection, we found it vandalized.
Also,
by
you
the
don't
community.
know. Okay.
So this is our white elephant in all definition, because it was 2017, 2018. There was a succeeding government that didn't complete it, and another succeeding government. Do you plan to complete it, or you have given up on it?
Chair, we plan to complete it.
Is there a budget for it?
In this financial year, yes, there is.
There's a budget that you can demonstrate to the Auditor-General?
Yes, there is.
How much?
At 3 million shillings.
3 million. So we should tell the people of Kuresoi that Chebotoi dispensary, you are going to put 3 million shillings to complete it.
Yes, Chair.
So we shall hold you to account on that, and Auditor-General keep that in view. Njoro Level 4 Hospital, outpatient block. Is this complete or not?
It is at around 97% complete. We are waiting the auxiliary works to ensure that the facility is open. That is the walkways, the external works.
Let's go with this definition of completion for hospitals. That I can walk in and get Panadol. I can walk in and get a nurse. I can walk in and get a doctor. I can get service. It's not about the paintwork. That's our perception of completion of a hospital. So again, Njoro Level 4 Hospital, can I walk in and get a nurse and a doctor and medication?
Not at the moment, but in a month or two.
Okay, so we keep that in view.
There is a completion of Ngashura Health Center at Kiamaina sub-location Bahati. That was what, 1.8 million?
That one they reported is complete.
It's complete?
Yes, Chairman, it's complete.
Or outpatient department block at Olenguruone Sub-County Hospital.
That one as well, Chair. It is...
There is a story. Okay, not complete.
Chair, also, these are projects of 2020. Now we are in 2026. How is the cost? They are progressing, but has the cost changed? Are there variations?
Chair, these are multi-year projects, and for the Olengroni Hospital specifically, we're in the third contract that is meant now to bring it all together. And this was based on availability of the budget. But we have the entire budget, and the works are now at around, the third contract is at around 56% completion.
Is there a success story? Because there are a lot of projects here under health that the Auditor-General cited. Is there a sub-county level 4 hospital that you have initiated and concluded? Because
yes, we have a lot of...
This might give an impression that nothing is happening.
No, Chair, that's the wrong perception, and let me correct that. When we came into office, we found all these hospitals and many more that you have not read that had been done and left not complete. And I'm actually talking about running into billions of shillings to complete the hospitals and equip them. So when I came into office, we said that any contractor who has not been working, the contract is cancelled, we re-advertise and get them going. That is where we are. We just this week, today is what, Friday? Thursday, I don't even know. On Tuesday, I went and opened in Elbagon level 4, the maternity. So many of them we are now completing, but we are having to do a lot of work that was left incomplete, and the budget could only go so far. In addition to that, we have now our own level 4 hospitals that we have started from scratch, and by December they will all be complete. So a lot of it has been project management, and I have instilled in this my people that instead of starting 10 hospitals and leaving 10 hospitals undone, you do 2, get value for money, get them working, move to the next one.
Using FIF, is it possible to offer service and work on infrastructure for your health facilities across Nakuru?
Well, most of them we are actually doing that. Like, for example, the Olenguroni one you mentioned, the older facility is still continuing to treat patients and continue with its work. The same with Njoro. As much as there is a new block, the older hospital still continues providing services. In Maimahio, the same thing. In Elbagon, the same thing. So we are still offering services, just not in the new building.
So, members, we can allow the auditor to look at these projects. The deviations in the health sector. Now, in sports, we have a high altitude facility.
Chairman. Chair.
Senator Tabitha.
Yeah. As you put it, if you look at the Auditor-General report, that we have 325 projects stalled, I think it shows that in Nakuru there is nothing going on. So as you put it as a challenge, you put a challenge to a governor is to ensure such reports don't come, because this is how the public will take it.
Correct.
I'm reading from the Auditor-General report. Serengei, you are laughing. It is here.
I'm excited that you know.
Senator, it is here. So we need to, I don't know why we
No,
but we need
right,
to ensure the
but
auditor,
Chair, I'm
we don't have
excited
such
that
reports
she's
for
quoting
Nakuru.
the Office of the Auditor-General report.
Yeah, so that is the reason why.
It's a public document. This is a public document.
And you know I'm
that's how
a
we show
smiling
it.
machine whenever I see you, so you don't have to get worried.
Order, Senator Cherargei.
325 projects.
Yeah, may I respond to that? Because we can't leave it open. Chair, I have Nakuru people watching, and when the statement always begins with Nakuru people, let me respond.
Okay, just...
It says project status, not stalled. Maybe we learn to read.
Just a minute, Governor. Just a minute. Senator Tabitha is referring to the observation of the Auditor-General on project implementation status. So it is not something plucked from the air. So I also want you, I'll give you an opportunity to respond, but to be guided that it is not a personal allegation. She's just reading what is in this report.
May I point out the statement, maybe it escaped the person saying that, were incomplete at various stages of completion as detailed below. So it's not that they're just sitting there not being done, and there is nothing there by reading that statement that implies there is no work being done. But if the senator was on the ground in Nakuru versus just talking from elsewhere, she would know there is work that is happening.
Governor, those are not the senator's allegations. Those are the observations of the Auditor-General, which has 4 paragraphs.
Read properly.
Which, order, Governor, which has actually 5 paragraphs breaking down the 325 projects. I have given directions that the Auditor-General goes back to the 325, and Auditor-General, maybe next time you need to have an appendix listing the ones with serious variations or the ones with serious issues, so that no one is accused of introducing
Let the record reflect, because she's saying stalled. These are not stalled. Many of them are still progressing. They are not stalled. That's what I have a problem with.
Chair, can I make...
Or if I need to read the whole statement into the record, then I will.
No, we have the report of the Auditor-General before us.
Thank
Senator Cherargei?
Chair, maybe in the interest of devolution, and so that we dispel, is it possible when we are doing our round of county oversight visit to also include Nakuru, so that we can also see for ourselves on the status on what is happening, so that we don't just rely on what is written? I think that is...
And please include our senator so she can get on the ground and see.
Have you ever invited her to...
First time I've seen her in 4 years, so that should say.
Just to admit what Senator...
But I thought you are in Naivasha for
The
prayers.
Nakuru people are watching.
I'm only in touch. She's never on the ground as far as projects. They are always watching, my friend.
Governor and members, process your correspondences through the chair. We have done very, very well, and we are not going to lose this meeting at the 11th hour. Even though, as fishermen, we know that the boat capsizes when it's just about to land. So let's do this. I agree with Senator Cherargei's comment, because these are projects that we cannot tick off sitting in Nairobi. There's a training facility in Keringet Ward, high altitude training facility in Keringet Ward. Is it complete or not? High altitude training facility in Keringet Ward? without stories.
Yes, no stories. We have the CEO for sports.
Whether it's complete or not.
Thank you, Chair. The facility is not complete, but we have done the final accounts for the project. We want to return that to...
Fine, it is not complete. Auditor-General, keep that in view. So that applies to 12.2 as well, because there's no way the kitchen would be complete if the training facility is not complete, unless food was more important than training of athletes. Where is the officer? 12.2, is that complete? Delayed construction of dormitories, kitchen, dining areas, and a shed.
It is 95% complete.
No, we are talking of, and again, as you said, with the health sector, complete means it has been put to use, so there's value for money. So at this point, we don't even give us percentages, just tell us whether it's complete and put to use or not. So, dormitories, kitchen, dining area, and a shed at training center in Keringett, done or not?
Not done.
Mechanical works and borehole drilling at the high altitude training center in Keringett?
100% done.
That is done. But the overall utility of this facility can only be achieved if 12.1 and 12.2 is completed.
Yes.
Nakuru County Treasury Headquarters worth 886 million. Is this complete, Governor?
CEO Finance?
It had an expected completion date of 1st December 2022.
It's ongoing, Chair.
So it is not done?
Yes, at 90% now.
Okay. Community boreholes, I think that's a different matter. Then there's a lack of value for money from the installed revenue management system. We had, I think this one we'll ask the Auditor-General to keep in view as we look at the ROR in the subsequent cycle. Naivasha Smart Fish Market.
Chair, I know we are rushing, but that's fine. It's okay. But just to take note, have I seen any other Treasury headquarters in any other county? Treasury headquarters.
I think it depends on how they
No,
want to structure.
it's okay. I just want to, I mean, we are learning, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we are learning.
You are learning very fast to be the governor.
I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, a budget of 800 million for a Treasury headquarters.
What is this? Is it the county headquarters or it's separate from the county headquarters?
It's the county headquarters started by the previous governor. Thank you very much.
County headquarters, not Treasury headquarters.
We call it Treasury Building, but it's the county headquarters where all the departments will go in, will sit.
You see now,
because right now we have them fragmented all over.
Is it the one when we came with the ICT committee through the chair, the one we used, the new one on the...
No,
that's a different building.
That's a different one.
That's now the county headquarters.
I believe I was not there, but I believe you came to the governor's office.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but the Treasury building is in town, and it's the county headquarters for all our departments.
Okay.
I thought you have just this.
No. No.
Your Treasury has.
No.
What